Hello, friends and family from around the world. This is Mike with Morning Dew, daily events worldwide, and we are on July 29th, 2021. Welcome to another surviving day on the planet, and welcome to the Daily Dew, where we look at world weather, space weather, earthquakes, volcanoes, and everything else affecting humanity, keeping you aware and prepared. Large sunspot there did release a plasma filament. Looking at the last 48 hours on our sun, incoming imagery, a lot of plasma erecting from the cresting limb. We're going to have a close look at that. Looking at outgoing imagery here. As you can see, the sunspot on the left-hand side there did release a little pop, a small C.M.E. or coronal mass ejection, plasma filament eruption. Looking at the last 48 hours, pretty active around the planet for plasma right now. Increased helium on our sun as it's going through its event, our event. Having a close look at the cresting limb here. Plasma tornado spinning away there. It's probably about, four times the size of Earth. And then watch for that to lift in the last few seconds. So definitely going to be keeping an eye on this region, as it has been pretty active as of late. Right now we only have one Earth-facing sunspot, and it did just release a filament eruption. Having a look here, last 48 hours multi-spectrum. Pretty active sun, to say the least. And right there is that C.M.E., a small one at that. Another look here at 171 angstroms. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Don't forget to smash that like button and share with your friends and family from around the world. Morning Dew is here for you. Having a look at ISWA Space Prediction Spiral, you can see a small event is headed right at Earth. That was an Earth-directed C.M.E., but a small one. And it looks like it will be arriving August 3rd. Looking at a real-time solar wind right now, we're sitting at about 430 kilometers per second after spiking up yesterday to about 574. And as I was talking about the last couple days, the pressure has been on, and we ended up getting squeezed. An 8.2 earthquake rang out in Alaska overnight. If you haven't seen the video, please check it out. Looking here at our geospace magnetosphere cut planes, this is the solar wind. Just having a quick look at how our magnetosphere held over the past, 6 hours. Schumann resonance, power of 35 today. Small blackout yesterday. And then look at that spike just in the last little reading here. Definitely an active day across the planet in frequency and in earthquakes. Earth was shaken by that large 8.2 earthquake this morning, as I showed. All of the helipods going off, buoys going off. Buoys are still going off. So what's happening with our planet? Well, we're going through a cycle. And we've been here before, so be ready, buckle up, and get your go bags ready. Let's have a look at earthquakes the last 24 hours across the planet. We're going to start out here with that large 8.2 earthquake, Perryville, Alaska, and that rang out about 18 hours ago. So just after midnight, 8.2 earthquake went out, early morning hours, and the sirens were ringing throughout the coastal regions of the Aleutian Islands. And they've seen over 100 earthquakes in the region since. Looking at a 4.5 here in Mariana Islands, as well as 4.3 in Taiwan to report. 5.0 here in Tajikistan at a 95-kilometer depth, and as well a 4.4 Iran, Bandar-e, Iran. Quiet through South America, Go figure, most of the action's up north. 4.2 Chile, 4.6 Peru, 5.3 reported earlier. Quiet through Dominican, not surprising again. 4.9 here to report in Mexico, Ortega, Mexico. And as well, interesting and rare earthquake here, 3.2 earthquake, not Perryville. Looking at Esbin, Kansas, 3.2 earthquake, 5-kilometer depth, as well as minor earthquakes up into Texas, western Texas. 3.5 here, Benton, California, reported just south of the Merkleyville swarm that we've been observing the last little while. Other than that, there are no swarms across the United States. Having a look here in the Fiji region, of course, we did have another deep earthquake today, 603-kilometer depth, and that was after all of the Alaska event today. So heads up, stay ready. 4.6 there, Tonga, 4.4, 480-kilometer depth. 5.1 Vanuatu, 5.0 Vanuatu, as well Marquardt Island, seeing a 5.4 earthquake, 10-kilometer depth, south of Australia. And that's the last 24 hours for earthquakes across the planet. And I can't even fit the last 7 days on this thing right now. So heads up, you can come check out the earthquakes at any time. Live stream is always up 24/7. Having a look here, Pacific Disaster Center showing the most recent volcanoes getting updated. Suwanosejima in Japan, as well Sabancaya in Peru, Dukono in Indonesia. 179 disaster alerts here on this app. Reventador in Ecuador. It's really hard to find the volcanoes here. Nevados de Chilean in Colombia. Sangay in Ecuador. And then there's all those earthquakes from 18 hours ago. Many new fires and floods across the world. Nevados de Rules in Colombia. And as well as Sinabung, Indonesia. And that's about 11 volcanoes getting updated today amongst the dozens of fire reports, flood reports, and as well tsunami warnings that came out, watches that came out with the 8.2 earthquake overnight, Perryville, Alaska. Overnight for us, early morning for them. Large Pacific low here, still grinding into the coastline. Doesn't seem to want to penetrate the mountains. It's too deep. Deep lower level troughs. I've been talking about it since the beginning of my channel. We have a collapsed magnetosphere. Also looking at some severe weather that broke out across northeastern United States today. Mount Holly, New Jersey, seeing a tornado warning as well. New York did see a tornado warning early today. Severe weather running through there. And as well flood watches through the Gulf states as systems still are pushing southward. But big change coming up in the 5-day forecast for most of North America and as well through August. Wanted to give you a quick look here at the lightning strikes across the planet. And at one point today, we were observing over 1,100 lightning strikes every 2 seconds across the planet. And I haven't seen that just yet in my recording time of 4 years. I've seen 600 every 2 seconds over the United States. But those are some big numbers. Our global electric current is changing dramatically. And I think it is evident with the fires as well. We've got dry lightning. We've got lightning from storms. And we've got massive fires looking here over satellite imagery. Looking over BC and Washington, many new fires breaking out just today. As well, Ontario. You can see here, northern Ontario scarred as thousands of hectares have burned away over the last week and a half. Let's see if there's any relief across North America here for the fires and drought situation. 5-day forecast brought to you by Meteor Earth and Daily Events Worldwide. Starting out here, home base Calgary, Alberta, as we do have a bit of a heat wave coming in the next couple days. Temperatures reaching up into 32, but still very dry, no humidity. So forecast showing minimal daily evaporation rains here. Not much to talk about except for the heat and the smoke, I'm sure. A little bit of moisture moving into southeastern parts of BC could help dampen the situation. Washington as well, seeing some rain, Oregon, and as well northern BC. So a little bit of relief coming here. That large low pressure system in the Pacific is still just spinning out wave after wave of moisture. So we can thank that deep lower level trough Pacific low that seems to be just hanging out and going back and forth through the Alaskan Peninsula. Overlooking the rest of the country, wave of moisture and daily evaporation rains moving southward throughout the week. And by Tuesday, it'll be down into the Gulf states. But watch for extreme weather, coastal regions here and as well Ontario, 2 low pressure systems heading into the region and then most likely joining forces with another low in the Atlantic. So we could have 3 low pressure systems merging here and racing towards the Atlantic provinces. So heads up, my Atlantic province friends, and as well heads up everybody across the world. Prayers for humanity. Looking at a large low pressure system here east of the Hudson Bay heading into the Greenland. Overlooking Europe. Still lots of rain, low pressure systems, northern parts, and then watch for a low pressure system here, South France, to develop and head northeastward. It could bring some extreme weather, flash flooding conditions yet again through parts of Central Europe as it races towards the North Pole. Overlooking Southeast Asia, the West Indies. Low pressure system over India. Looks like it will be moving away. Center of the low will be out of there by, looks like, Tuesday. Overlooking Southeast Asia. Some dry conditions this week. Most of the moisture is saying coastal regions, as most of the low pressure systems have now moved into North and South Korea. But still lots of rain through the Philippines, daily evaporation rains, Papua New Guinea, Indonesia drying out this last little bit. And I've been reporting on the storms heading through Australia this next little while. 5-day forecast showing an intense low pressure system heading right across the southern part of the continent. It could have some very windy and stormy conditions through parts of Sydney later in the week. New Zealand, unscathed by that huge low pressure system just north of you, just went right around you guys, lucky. Overlooking Hawaii, no major weather systems heading to you. Areas of interest though, we've got about 3 or 4 areas of interest here in the wet East Pacific. Stay tuned, we're going to have to give you a hurricane report tomorrow. We definitely do have some stuff brewing in the Pacific. Central America, no major weather systems developing. Coastal rains through Guatemala, Ecuador, and into Panama. South America, same thing, no major weather conditions brewing. Over the Atlantic now, off the coast of Africa, we do have some low pressure systems, pretty intense ones at that. One is already in the Atlantic, and another one looks like it'll be hitting the ocean on Monday. But pretty dominant high pressure ridge right now, North Atlantic, so I don't know if it's going to form anything. And then daily evaporation rains through Africa, and cooler temperatures hanging around through parts of South Africa this week, but no snow in the forecast this time. And a continuing low here just seems to be spinning around and around and has been for days over the Indian Ocean. A little bit peculiar. Going to leave you here looking at the southern hemisphere versus the northern. I want to thank everybody for watching today, and please don't forget to smash that like button and share with your friends and family from around the world. I want to give a shout out to everybody who hits the like button and as well who sponsors the channel. Thank you so much. And as well, thank you so much for your memberships. So stay aware and prepared, stay young and have fun, and get your morning dew. If you made it to this far in the video, thank you so much. You rock. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends and family from across the world.